Hey there friends, welcome back to another Legally on America video. I'm of course Paul Glasgow here, the one and only truth pimp in the 50th state, admitted to the United States. We are probably a couple of hundred miles south of the Tropic of Cancer, if you will. So it's a little warm here. The sun rays are a little bit more deliberate and direct. I wanted to kind of point out a few more things regarding the Los Angeles riots. A lot of information coming out, as we all knew, and as I talked about a couple days ago, that clearly these riots are bought and paid for. These riots have direct contact as far as funding back to kind of like USAID type funding, third-party NGOs and whatnot. More specifically and obviously more, I guess, noticeable and recognizable as far as who it is Christy Walton, one of the heiresses of the Walton fortune, Sam Walton's fortune, Walmart. She's paying for the No Kings Day, which I think is this Saturday maybe. That is her attempt to fund rioting against Donald Trump, the duly elected president of the United States. This man was elected president, and we have billionaires who, let's make no mistake about this, who profit, get this, profit off of illegal immigration, illegal aliens being here. What I mean by that is there is nothing noble about Christy Walton's efforts here to fund the No Kings June 14th riot. Obviously, there's going to be big stuff this Saturday, so look out for it, head on a swivel, that kind of thing. But she definitely, she benefits the most with illegal aliens being in this country. Because obviously, between tariff costs, of course, that too, but clearly her company that she makes money directly to, that hopefully many of you, I'm not into the boycott thing, but hopefully many of you will make whatever necessary decision you feel is the right one, and shop where you feel like your money is best spent, if you know what I mean. Again, not calling for a boycott. I think that's individual decisions that have to be made by each one of us independently. But at the same time, I think we should all speak loudly with our wallets. But clearly she has a lot to gain. I mean, things that are made, things that are generated, whether it be produce. Obviously, they act like only thing Mexicans can do is pick fruit, right? Pick fruit and change sheets on beds. What a racist thing to do, the way these people tell us that if we deport illegal aliens, that somehow or another, no one's going to change our bed sheets or pick our fruit. Sounds kind of racist to me. But obviously, Christy Walton has a lot to gain by that. So obviously, you know, her family's fortune is at stake with somebody like Trump, who's expecting people to enter this country legally and not break the law in order to enter it. So she has, apparently, she feels like her investment in riots on June 14th on the quote No Kings Day is a smart move by her. Now, Walmart has come out and very weakly and in a very wussy kind of way attempted to kind of distance himself from Christy Walton. Again, I don't think they put much room between them and her, acting like she doesn't speak for the company. She certainly cashes checks from the company. But clearly they tried to put a little bit of distance between them and her, but it wasn't much of an effort, as you can see. Further proof that these are funded efforts, and as I stated in my video yesterday, there's nothing grassroots about these efforts. They're all funded at a very high level. Well, further proof of that is the Craigslist listings that came out in Austin a few days after the ones similar came out in Los Angeles. These funding ads are calling for, I love the way they somehow or another put in there the type of people that they're looking for. It really seems like they're describing conservatives, us. They're looking for strong-willed people, strong-minded people, physically strong people, people with, I guess, conviction is what they're looking for. Everything that they describe is exactly what the left is not. But they also put a price tag in there. Thousands of dollars a week that they are willing to pay out for these people to, quote, peacefully protest, in other words, riot. So again, this is not grassroots. You don't fund efforts like this with thousands of dollars and put ads like this calling for people to riot and pay them thousands of dollars. Again, the left is not known for creating and having these types of people just easy to get to. They have to call for these people. They have to put something like this out for these people. They have to pay for these people to come, because these people have no scruples. All they want to do is do what's popular, but they don't have convictions. So the hardest thing here is to try to figure out who is actually writing these checks, who's running these ads, because clearly what they're calling for is they're calling for paid rioters to show up to these locations. Now, I will say this, Austin, as far as Texas, is not really having it. Now, Austin, the city, is very similar to the way Dallas is moving right now. Very, very liberal, very left-leaning. So they think they're cute in Austin, but they don't realize that the Texas Rangers and the Department of Public Safety are not going to tolerate the kind of crap that's happening in Los Angeles in Texas. Again, some people may get away with it for a minute in Austin, but it ain't gonna last long. It will get stomped out. The governor of Texas also will not allow that to happen. So don't expect your Texas people to be Gavin Newsom, because Gavin Newsom is not the kind of people that we have in the Texas area. And I say we because I'm a neighbor of Texas. But nevertheless, this is definitely a paid for effort. There's no doubt about it. Everybody acknowledges that. There's USAID money, there's other money that has been uncovered that goes back to these organizations paying out big money. In fact, Senator Josh Hawley has actually subpoenaed and called for records from November 5th up until today, more recently, of a lot of these companies out there who, more specifically this company that I'm showing you right here, who he is convinced is helping to fund these efforts. So it looks like, again, maybe there's more bark than bite, but it looks like at least somebody in Congress, their attention has been gotten by this. I feel like when you have a massive funding effort like this is more of a reason, in my opinion, to dig deeper into these NGOs and these they call themselves nonprofits, but they make a whole lot of money off of taxpayer dollars. And I feel like somebody has to dig into this more deeply into it. And when they find stuff, something has to be done. We can't slap people on the wrist and say, don't you do that again. I think we have to actually have some balls and do something. Now, a quick little, I guess, tour, if you will. Behind me is the Queen's Palace, who ruled over Hawaii for a very long time before it became a state. And what you're looking at right here is not necessarily the building, but this is, I want to get this right. Kamaha Maha, I believe, is his name, the first. He's the unifying king that was known for unifying the islands of Hawaii. In other words, all the islands of Hawaii acted independently at one time. And King, again, I'll put the name on screen, but I pronounce it wrong or I can't remember it right. Kamaha Maha the first is the one who actually unified all these islands and made them operate as one. Obviously, strength in numbers type of concept here. So he's very much celebrated here in Hawaii for doing that and pulling all these islands together to act as one, more of a unifying force. So actually today is a national holiday here. I believe they're celebrating him today. I'll double check to make sure, but I believe it's a celebration of his life. So pretty cool. Doing more stuff over here today. Have some fun, I guess, with some friends of mine from AOR today. And hope my wife gets to feeling better. She's not feeling that great today, so I do hope she gets to feeling a little bit better. We have a lot of stuff to do tomorrow, so I hope she's well enough to enjoy that. I want to thank again my in-laws for watching my son, because that's big of them to do that, and I really appreciate that. So again, guys, please keep your head on a swivel. If I'm not able to put much more videos out, because I'll be traveling starting the day after tomorrow, if I'm not able to do much more, please keep your head on a swivel for Saturday. June 14th is their No Kings Day. Actually, there's other people calling for similar activities on Saturday, so it sounds like it's going to be a culmination of efforts by a lot of different people. I've actually seen a conservative group really stress a peaceful protest for Saturday as well, as far as thwarting all of the efforts by the wackos on the far left. So sounds like there's going to be a whole lot of stuff going on Saturday, and of course, you know, the bigger the cities, the bluer the cities, the worse things are going to get. So please be safe and be careful, guys.